Bangladeshi characters from the playbook of Indian spy agency, RA. You might have heard that a former Prime Minister of Bangladesh defended India's release of water during monsoon, which causes floods, by saying that it brings silts that fertilize our land. You have also heard that one of the powerful former ministers justified the border killing of BSF by saying that the murdered Bangladeshi citizens were thieves and smugglers. You have read that influential editors or university professors wrote columns in the newspapers advocating that Bangladesh should give concession to Indian atrocities because they helped us liberate Bangladesh from Pakistan. Sometimes, we saw that a police officer or a DGFI agent picked up activists for chanting anti-India slogans or posting something on social media against Modi, India, or a pro-Indian prime minister. These people were the raw assets in Bangladesh. You can compare these raw assets with the Razakars of 1971. India's spy agency, the Research and Analysis Wing RA, operates and controls Bangladesh through its Bangladeshi assets, informers, and operatives. Powerful and influential Bangladeshi teachers and judges, needy and greedy journalists, well-connected artists, characterless celebrities, greedy and power-hungry politicians, ambitious police officers, and military personnel work for Indian RA in Bangladesh. RA is accused of interfering in Bangladesh's internal affairs, including supporting or destabilizing certain political factions. There have also been allegations that RA has been involved in human rights abuses in Bangladesh. The identities of RA agents, assets, and informers in Bangladesh are highly classified and kept secret. This is to protect their safety and the integrity of their operations. But you can identify them by looking at their pro-Indian actions and activities. Many RA agents, assets, and informers are Bangladeshi citizens who have been recruited or developed by the agency. This could include individuals with access to sensitive information or who are well-connected within the country. Indians who work as RA agents in Bangladesh have personal connections to Bangladesh, such as family or friends, which can provide them with valuable insights or access. Individuals who have served in the Bangladeshi government or military may have knowledge or experience that can be valuable to RA. RA recruits them as agents or informers. There are RA assets, informers, and agents among Bangladeshi politicians, teachers, media workers, and artists and celebrities. This is common for intelligence agencies to cultivate relationships with individuals in key positions to gather information and influence events. Individuals in these professions often have access to sensitive information or are in positions of influence that can be valuable to intelligence agencies. These individuals often have extensive social networks that can provide access to a wide range of information and contacts. Individuals may be vulnerable to recruitment due to financial difficulties, personal ambitions, or other factors. RA agents, assets, and informers collect information on various topics, including political developments, economic trends, military activities, and potential threats. This information is then transmitted to RA headquarters for analysis. Some may be involved in surveillance activities, such as monitoring individuals or locations of interest. In some cases, RA uses its assets and informers to influence events or public opinion in Bangladesh. RA uses various methods to recruit agents, assets, and informers, often covertly. This could involve personal contacts, bribery, blackmail, or other means of persuasion. The agency may also identify individuals who have the potential to be valuable assets and approach them discreetly. The exact number of RA operatives in Bangladesh is classified information and not publicly disclosed. This is due to the sensitive nature of their work and the potential security risks involved. The presence of RA agents in Bangladesh poses a threat to the country's sovereignty, democracy, and good governance in several ways. They work to influence elections, destabilize political parties, or foment unrest, undermining Bangladesh's ability to govern itself independently. RA agents are engaged in espionage activities, gathering sensitive information that compromises the national security or economic interests of Bangladesh. They manipulated elections by supporting or undermining certain candidates or parties. They have suppressed the dissent and the activities of opposition parties. Raw agents were involved in corrupt activities such as bribery, extortion, honey trap, and blackmailing of politicians, journalists, businessmen, and powerful people, which undermined the integrity of the government. Raw's presence weakened the capacity of local institutions to function effectively and independently. The presence of Raw created a climate of distrust and uncertainty, which is hindering the development of a strong and independent nation. It has destabilized the country's political landscape by influencing our elections and creating unrest. Our relations with India get sour because of the influence of Raw in Bangladesh's internal affairs. India's Research and Analysis Wing, or RAW, is one of the most secretive and powerful intelligence agencies in the world. But what exactly is RAW, and how does it operate, especially in countries like Bangladesh? Today, we'll dive deep into RAW's activities, their methods, and their influence in Bangladesh. What is RAW? RAW, short for Research and Analysis Wing, was established in 1968 after India's defeat in the Sino-Indian War of 1962. It's India's external intelligence agency, tasked with gathering intelligence, conducting covert operations, and monitoring threats to India from abroad. Unlike other agencies, RAW operates under the direct command of the Prime Minister's office, giving it considerable independence in its operations. Under the leadership of its founding director, Rameshwar Nath Kao, RAW quickly became a force to be reckoned with. One of its first major operations was in 1971, during the Bangladesh Liberation War, where RAW provided intelligence and support that was pivotal in the creation of Bangladesh as an independent nation. How RAW operates? RAW's operations are conducted through a highly sophisticated network of informers, assets, and covert agents. These operatives use advanced technology, communication networks, and psychological tactics to gather intelligence and exert influence over key institutions in Bangladesh. RAW's influence and recruitment in Bangladesh. Bangladesh, due to its geographical proximity and political significance, is one of the most targeted countries by RAW. RAW's activities in Bangladesh are far-reaching. Their operations include recruiting informers and assets at various levels of government, the military, police, media, and business sectors. These individuals help shape decisions that benefit India's geopolitical goals. RAW agents in Bangladesh often start by identifying individuals who need financial support, have ideological alignments with Indian interests, or are vulnerable due to personal circumstances. Recruitment happens in multiple ways. RAW offers financial incentives, security guarantees, or career advancements. In some cases, individuals are blackmailed using compromising information. Local politicians, law enforcement officials, businessmen, and even media personnel can be turned into assets who covertly work for RAW's interests. Puppet governments and political control. One of the most controversial accusations against RAW is its involvement in installing and maintaining puppet governments in Bangladesh. By infiltrating the political system, RAW is said to influence elections, support candidates favorable to India, and destabilize opposition groups that oppose Indian dominance in the region. RAW has allegedly supported certain political parties and leaders, helping them rise to power while ensuring they remain loyal to India's long-term objectives. By doing so, RAW can exert influence over key decisions related to foreign policy, defense strategies, and economic partnerships. RAW has been accused of installing puppet governments in Bangladesh, where high-ranking ministers, the Prime Minister, and even the President may be influenced or controlled by RAW agents. They make decisions that serve India's interests while compromising Bangladesh's sovereignty. Control over ministers, Prime Minister, and the President. According to various sources, RAW agents maintain close contact with high-ranking ministers, the Prime Minister, and even the President of Bangladesh. These officials, knowingly or unknowingly, become instruments of RAW's strategic agenda. In many cases, senior political figures who owe their positions to RAW's backing are expected to ensure policies align with India's interests. Reports suggest that RAW's influence extends to major policy decisions, particularly those related to security, trade, and international relations. Government officials might be swayed to pass laws or sign deals that benefit India while ensuring Bangladesh remains in a position of dependence. How to spot RAW agents, informers, and operatives. Now, how can you, as citizens of Bangladesh, identify individuals who may be working as agents, informers, or assets for RA? Here are some signs to watch for. Unusual access to power. Individuals with rapid, unexplained access to political leaders, sensitive information, or government deals might be working as assets. Sudden wealth or influence. A person who suddenly gains financial power or political clout without a clear source of income or influence might be receiving funds or backing from RA. Pushing a pro-India agenda. If someone consistently advocates for policies, deals, or agreements that heavily favor Indian interests while ignoring Bangladesh's welfare, they might be influenced by RA. Frequent trips to India or close ties with Indian officials. Regular, unexplained visits to India or meetings with Indian diplomats or business figures could be a sign of covert ties. Media figures who silence anti-India voices. Journalists or media outlets that consistently dismiss criticism of Indian policies or push pro-Indian narratives might be receiving support or pressure from RA operatives. Influence in the army and police forces. RA's involvement doesn't stop at political leadership. It is alleged that certain factions within the Bangladesh army and police have been co-opted by RA to act in India's favor. These factions ensure that the military remains neutral or complicit when India seeks to exert influence, especially during moments of internal unrest or political crisis. RA agents have been accused of infiltrating the ranks of the military, providing funding or career support to military officers in exchange for loyalty. This influence has reportedly been used to control the actions of security forces during political upheavals, ensuring that any opposition to pro-Indian governments is quashed swiftly. Signs of RA-influenced policies and propaganda. RA doesn't only recruit individuals, it influences entire systems. Certain policies, propaganda, and agreements may show signs of RA's involvement. Here's what you should be wary of. One-sided trade agreements. Any deal or trade agreement that disproportionately benefits India while weakening Bangladesh's economy might have been engineered by RA to maintain control over the country's economic dependence. The Hasina government signed many secret and one-sided agreements with India, and the whole country is in the dark. Strategic military or border agreements. Any defense or border agreement that compromises Bangladesh's security or autonomy, especially in favor of Indian interests, should raise red flags. Media propaganda favoring India. Look for news that glorifies India's role in Bangladesh or dismisses local grievances. Consistent media narratives that deflect criticism of Indian policies might be a sign of influence. Some media claims that Talpati Island in the Bay of Bengal disappeared, so Bangladesh should not be worried about it. But the fact is that Talpati is still there and under the occupation of the Indian Army. Our Godi media and Awami politicians lied to us to safeguard Indian interests. Political campaigns with unnatural Indian support. Watch for political campaigns backed by funds or media influence from India, especially during elections. A heavy reliance on Indian resources usually indicates RA's interference. Elected representatives and regional influence. RA's reach extends down to local governance, including elected representatives and regional officials. These individuals, often less powerful than national politicians, are more susceptible to recruitment. By placing loyalists in key regions, RA ensures that local governments remain aligned with India-friendly national policies. Through covert funding and promises of future support, RA-backed representatives work behind the scenes to maintain India's influence over strategic regions in Bangladesh, particularly those along the India-Bangladesh border. RA's use of money and honey traps. One of RA's most effective tools in Bangladesh is the use of money and honey traps. These tactics are designed to compromise individuals, forcing them into the service of RA's operations. Let's break these down. Money traps. RA recruits individuals by offering financial incentives, sometimes through direct payments or business deals. They target officials, military officers, and business people in need of money or seeking rapid success. Once these individuals accept the financial support, they are trapped into doing RA's bidding. Honey traps. Ra often uses seduction or romantic entrapment to lure key individuals. By exploiting personal vulnerabilities, Ra operatives can blackmail their targets with compromising information, forcing them to become informants or operatives. If you receive sudden offers of money, political favors, or romantic involvement from someone you don't trust, be very cautious. These could be attempts to trap you into Ra's network. Economic and media influence. Ra also uses its influence to control the media and economic sectors in Bangladesh. By funding key media outlets or placing informants in media organizations, Ra shapes the narrative that is presented to the public, ensuring that news favorable to India dominates the airwaves. We have heard that many journalists, politicians, and government officers were given Indian scholarships, funded training, and professional development tours. In the economic realm, Ra-backed businessmen and corporations ensure that trade policies favor India. Simco and Salman F. Rahman won many business contracts such as COVID-19 vaccine. Ra assets may also manipulate financial markets or make business decisions that prevent Bangladesh from becoming economically independent. Salman F. Rahman and S. Alam destroyed our share market and banking sectors so that Bangladesh couldn't become economically developed. How Ra installs puppet governments. Ra has long been accused of using covert tactics to install governments that align with Indian interests. This process involves a combination of political manipulation, covert funding, and election interference. By backing certain political parties or candidates, Ra ensures that whoever comes to power is indebted to India for their success. That is why Sheikh Hasina and Awami League are grateful to safeguard Indian interests and sign so many one-sided agreements to make them happy. Election rigging, disinformation campaigns, and targeted support for pro-India parties have allegedly been part of Ra's playbook in Bangladesh. Once these parties gain power, they work closely with Ra to ensure policies remain favorable to Indian geopolitical and economic goals. The long shadow of Ra in Bangladesh. Ra's operations in Bangladesh are not just about intelligence gathering. They are about shaping the future of a country, ensuring it remains within India's sphere of influence. Whether through covert agents, recruited assets, or puppet governments, Ra continues to exert a significant influence on Bangladesh's political, military, and economic landscapes. As Bangladesh continues to evolve, the question remains, how much longer will foreign influence dictate the country's fate? And what will be the consequences if Ra's presence remains unchecked? How Ra's influence harms Bangladesh. Working for Ra, directly or indirectly, may seem beneficial at first, but it has severe long-term consequences for Bangladesh's development, democracy, and sovereignty. 1. Erosion of democracy. Ra-backed governments or political leaders do not act in the best interests of Bangladesh. Their loyalty lies with Ra, and by extension, Indian interests. This undermines democratic values and the true will of the Bangladeshi people. 2. Economic sabotage. Ra operatives often manipulate Bangladesh's economy to keep it dependent on India. This prevents Bangladesh from developing independently and limits economic growth. 3. Threat to national security. When the military or law enforcement agencies are infiltrated by Ra assets, Bangladesh's national security is compromised. These infiltrators may leak sensitive information to India, weakening Bangladesh's defense capabilities. 4. Destabilization of the country. Ra has been accused of instigating political crises, backing factions that create chaos, and ensuring that Bangladesh remains divided and unstable. This prevents Bangladesh from reaching its full potential on the global stage. How you can protect yourself and your country. The people of Bangladesh must be vigilant. Here's how you can protect yourself from becoming a victim of Ra's tactics and safeguard your country's sovereignty. Stay informed. Always question the source of information, whether it's political campaigns, media reports, or new policies. Be aware of who benefits from certain narratives and agreements. Refuse suspicious offers. Be cautious of sudden financial windfalls, career advancements, or romantic engagements, especially if they seem too good to be true. Investigate the backgrounds of those offering you these opportunities. Support transparent leadership. Demand transparency from political leaders and government officials. If a deal or policy seems to be in favor of foreign interests, ask for clarity and accountability. Educate your community. Spread awareness about RA's tactics to prevent your family, friends, and community members from falling prey to these traps. Defending Bangladesh's sovereignty. RA's presence in Bangladesh is undeniable, but the people of Bangladesh have the power to resist this foreign influence. By staying vigilant, questioning motives, and holding leaders accountable, you can protect Bangladesh's sovereignty, development, and democratic future. Together, we can build a Bangladesh that is free from foreign interference, a Bangladesh that works for its people, not for the interests of others. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for a more in-depth analysis of international affairs. Let us know your thoughts on RA's influence in Bangladesh in the comments below.